Remember when you could just lace up and go? When training fit around work, not nap time, soccer practice, or whatever else the kids have going on. If you're a parent who used to be an athlete, that identity doesn't just disappear. It just gets more complicated. The person who crushed workouts is still in there, even if they're currently covered in goldfish, cracker crumbs, or whatever sticky thing they got stuck around the house. Today, we're just going to dive into how you can maintain your athleticism while navigating the beautiful chaos of parenthood. It's not only possible, but it's worth it. Here's the truth. Your athletic life doesn't end when you become a parent. It just changes. Those hour-long training sessions that don't have an end in sight, spontaneous long runs, those are gone. But here's what I've learned from, parents when I teach my clients. The ones that are thriving are the ones that adapt rather than abandon their training altogether. They just reimagine what being athletic means in this new chapter, what their training looks like. Many tell me they become better athletes because of it. They're more efficient, more intentional, and just more mentally tough and enjoy things more. Let's start with the biggest challenge, time. You have to create it strategically. Early morning workouts are going to become your best friend. There's something really to be said about just finishing a workout before the kids wake up. Other people find success working out during their lunch breaks, especially if they work from home, or you can divide and conquer with your partner, where one of you works out, the other one has the kids, and you trade off once the session's done. The biggest thing is just making those a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. But here's a game changer. Involve your kids. Just make it part of your strategy. Your 2-year-old can ride in a jogging stroller while you run. Your 5-year-old can bike alongside you. If you have access to a closed track, you can do a workout there and the kids can play on the field. Or you can do body weight circuits in the backyard and your kids can use the jungle gym between sets. It's not about being perfect or having the perfect training conditions. It's just about modeling an active lifestyle, showing your kids that fitness is something you do for life, and just continuing to show up and move forward each day. Now, let's talk about adjusting those expectations. You might not PR this season of life, and that's okay. What matters is that you're still in the game, you're still moving forward, and you still identify and consider yourself an athlete. Success might mean 3 quality sessions a week instead of 6, or simply maintaining your fitness as you're kind of working through the season of life instead of really improving like you're used to. Another thing is that recovery is critical when you're parenting. You're recovering from workouts, sleep deprivation, carry kids around, and then all the mental load of everything else that has to go on just to manage the whole household as well as work. You have to be a little bit smarter about your training, prioritize your sleep when possible, make sure you're fueling properly. And then kind of a big thing is just make sure that you are keeping those warm-ups in, cool downs, and really taking that time. A quality 30-minute workout, good recovery beats a rushed 60-minute session that leaves you kind of drained and not ready to go. Because you still have to parent whenever you're done outside of the workouts. Now, let's address the guilt. A lot of parents feel selfish taking that time to train and work out. But honestly, and here's the truth, taking care of yourself physically, mentally, just makes you a better parent. You're happier, more energized, more patient, and, not quite as short-tempered with the kids, which, happens to the best of us. You're also teaching your kids that self-care matters and that staying active is a lifelong pursuit. Your kids are learning, and adults do have identities beyond just being mom and dad, that you have other things that you like to do and enjoy. And then community support can make all the difference too. Connect with other parents who understand the juggling act of trying to exercise and go through the parenting things. You can join a running group that welcomes strollers, find, local parent groups on social media. These connections can just kind of help with accountability and just remind you that you're not alone, especially, during this time where it can feel a bit more isolating. Another thing to think about is that, using technology kind of to be your friend, be your ally. You can find some virtual races that let you compete on your own schedule. You can have a fitness watch or a wearable to help you track your progress, especially whenever your training sessions look a little bit different. Find tools that are going to help you, add more flexibility and not be as complex with what you're doing. Now remember, some seasons of parenting will be more easier to get training in. The newborn phase, we know is a lot about just surviving. As, kids get older and toddlers, it's a bit more chaotic, but they're more independent. And that kind of continues as, the kids get a little bit older with different sports schedules and all those things going on. But the point is to just stay engaged, with your workouts, with, these activities that are going to kind of help you just maintain that athleticism as you're getting older and as your kids get older. Your kids are watching everything you do. When they see you prioritize fitness, maintain that identity for yourself, you're teaching them good lessons, lessons that you also learned being an athlete. You're showing them that just because you're a parent and became a parent, it doesn't mean that you're giving up that, person that you used to be. You're just demonstrating that discipline, commitment, and that importance to health that you've had your entire life. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting for the perfect time. It's not going to come. Start where you're at with what you have. Maybe that's 3 workouts this week. Maybe it's signing up for a race to give yourself a goal. Maybe it's just committing to move for 20 minutes tomorrow. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. Just take one action today that's going to reconnect you with that athlete within you and just help you work towards continue to maintain and build that even more. Because, you're not just an athlete. You're also raising an athlete for the next generation, teaching them what it means to stay true to yourself while adapting to life's demands. And that's, kind of what matters most. Need extra help figuring out what to do, comment below or reach out to ask about coaching and finding a plan that works for you, not just right now, but through all seasons of life, all seasons of parenthood.